Led Zeppelin, 1975. Was there ever a better time to be a rock star? This is my series where I'm talking about every single Led Zeppelin album in chronological order, and today we're getting into the nitty-gritty. Physical Graffiti, released in February 1975. One of their most highly anticipated albums to date, following almost 2 years since the release of their previous record, Houses of the Holy. This was the age of excess in the music industry. Led Zeppelin were charging next to nothing for concert tickets by today's standard. I think it was like $7.50, which is less than $50 in 2025.
How much did you pay for your ticket to the Zeppelin concert?
$7.50.
Would you pay $7.50 for anybody?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
They gotta be good.
Yet, they were somehow still raking in insane amounts of money. What this meant was that they were now among the highest earners in the UK, who at the time had extremely high tax rates. Zeppelin, among many other UK rock stars at the time, all left the UK. 1975 was also the year that Jimmy Page dove headfirst into a lifestyle that would consume him for the better part of a decade. He became obsessed with studying the occult. He started consuming very problematic substances regularly, and almost everything about him began to change. His signature guitar style had devolved. It was less crisp, less purposeful. He slept all day, and he was known for having relationships with some of the most famous groupies in the world at the time, including B.B. Buell, Pamela Daybar, and the most nefarious of them all, 14-year-old Lori Maddox. We can make a whole video about that on its own. Physical Graffiti is a great album, but knowing all of this context points out a notable change in the style and approach that Led Zeppelin were taking by this time. The album was mostly recorded at Headley Grange in Hampshire, just like the previous one, and they included a lot of old unreleased material to kind of fill it out. What I think is really interesting about Physical Graffiti is that it was one of the band's most successful albums. It was massive due to the anticipation that they built up before, and the reviews were absolutely raving across the board. And go figure, it was full of Led Zeppelin music from 4 or 5 years earlier. In some ways, maybe Physical Graffiti is the last great album by one of the greatest bands ever. In others, I wonder if it really reflects where the band were at in their relationships with each other and with fame. Led Zeppelin were all set up for a massive tour in 1975. Everything was going to plan. That is, until August that year, when Robert Plant took his wife Maureen and their kids, including Jimmy Page's daughter, on vacation to Greece, where they were involved in a very serious car accident, which almost killed Maureen and put Robert in a wheelchair, abruptly ending any plans that the band had to go on tour that summer, posing some very real questions about where the band would be going for the foreseeable future.